Hey guys, Toby Mathis here, and pretty important update. Something that you would never expect the IRS to do, since the IRS is legally mandated to do something, but then they're choosing not to do it, which is odd, which is the 1099Ks from PayPal, Venmos, Etsy's, all these things where they were supposed to be reporting or requiring the reporting of 1099Ks from those third-party vendors for payments in excess of $600. PayPal, Venmo, Etsy. There's probably others that I'm just missing, but it's one of those weird areas where this year in 2022, you were supposed to have this reporting. It would have been in January of 2023, and the IRS is holding off, and they're trying to figure out what Congress is going to do, because Congress says the $600, which is just a really bad idea. Like, there's a lot of tax compliance that goes along with all those 1099s. IRS is already understaffed and undermanned. Like, they can't even answer the phone. What are they going to do getting this dumped on their lap? And they punted it a year. They're trying to, right now, the threshold is $20,000 before a 1099 is required. Congress is talking about going to 5,000 to 20,000 in that range. But what we know for sure was that we were supposed to have this reporting requirement of $600 in doing these 1099Ks. In other words, you were going to get a 1099K if you received over $600 from a third-party payment vendor like PayPal, Amazon, Square, Cash App, Etsy, Venmo, all those fun ones, PayPal. And that's not going to happen in 2022. So that's great, which means in 2023, you're not worrying about it. It'll probably show up next year in some form. Maybe Congress will address it, but I think the IRS is being pretty transparent here. We can't handle this. Is too small an amount. You're going to have checks, or you're going to have 1099s compliance, just the added expense of making accountants do it, just the added expense of having to buy the tax software to enable these things to get processed. You're putting a big, big burden on not only the IRS, but also on society as a whole and accountants. And they're already at the breaking point with all the CARES Act, the coronavirus legislation that's been copious in the last 3 years. You just put so much burden on all these organizations, not just government organizations, but also on the tax professionals out there. So thank God they've wised up and they said, we're not going to implement this. So if you've probably seen my videos, they were talking about how this was going to be the first year this was going to happen. It was going to be a pretty big thing. Whew, now you don't have to worry about it.